everyone, welcome to Mathematically Inclined, one-stop shop for all your math needs. And today we are discussing logarithmic differentiation. Please do check the description box for the previous parts of this chapter and also to find the playlist for the other uploaded chapters. So, let's get started. It's important to know why we are doing something before how we are doing it. So, I have 4 different situations in front of you. Let's see how you differentiate each of them. So, coming to the very first one, you know sine square x is the same as saying sine x whole square. By applying your chain rule, you get 2 sine x, and when you differentiate this sign, you further get cos x. That means sine 2x is the answer. Moving further, 2 raised to power sine x. Now, in order to differentiate this, if you refer to video 1 for this chapter, now in order to find its derivative, please refer to part 1 for this chapter, where a to the power x has the derivative a to the power x log a. So, this comes as 2 to the power sine x into log 2. But further, as you see, the function is sine x, so you get an extra cos x. Moving further with situation 3, dy by dx is equal to, if you look at it carefully, it is 2 raised to power sine 2, which is just a constant, so the derivative is 0. Now, moving on to the fourth situation, it is x raised to power sine x, and we get the derivative of y with respect to x as, I don't know. Now, to figure out this question mark, let's go further and explore our logarithmic differentiation. If we analyze the 4 situations, the first 3, function raised to power a constant, or a constant raised to power a function, or a constant raised to power another constant, for all 3 we know how to tackle them. However, when you land into a situation where the function is raised to power another function, we do not have a direct formula, and thus logs come to our rescue. So logarithmic differentiation comes to our rescue for 2 things. First, whenever you land into a situation where you have a function raised to power another function, or for easier calculations. We would deal with both of them in this video. Before we begin with how we deal with the questions, let's quickly review the 4 basic properties of log which we would be requiring. So please have a look. Log a plus log b is the same as log of their product. Likewise, log a minus log b is the same as log of their quotient. Log x raised to power p, where p could be a constant, another function, anything, is equal to p log x. And the last one happens to be the base change formula. That means, suppose I wish to change my base a to e, then write log x to the base e and then log a to the base e. Please remember, it's important to convert our base in terms of e, because the derivative of log x that we take as 1 over x is applicable only for base e, or the natural log as we call them. So let's look at the first question. Now if I take log on both sides, I can use my property 3 and my right side becomes sine x into log x. Now I can very conveniently differentiate both sides with respect to x. So this becomes 1 upon y, since you are differentiating with respect to x. So dy by dx is equal to derivative of sine x, which is cos x, into the second function as it is, plus first function as it is, into derivative of second, which is 1 over x. Thus your dy by dx becomes this, and do not forget to replace your y with x raised to power sine x. Let's deal with another similar and simpler question. So taking log on both sides, we get log y is equal to log of log x raised to power cos x, which eventually becomes, this cos x comes down log of log x. Please note, while taking log, you may not show this step and directly reach this one. Now, differentiating both sides with respect to x, you get 1 by y dy by dx is equal to, once again, let's apply the product rule. Derivative of cos x is minus sin x into log of log x plus, you write cos x as it is, and now look at this. You first deal with the outermost function, so it is log of something, you get 1 upon log x, and then you move inside and find log x, so you differentiate it again. So finally your dy by dx becomes this, and once again do not forget to replace back your value for y. Now for your question 3, I chose to tackle these two questions together. If you actually look at both the functions, they are the combination of 3x. Placement of x or the bracket makes all the difference. Let's deal with the first part. So here you see, the moment you take log of both sides, so when you take the log, you can get this entire function down, and it becomes x to the power x log x. If I try differentiating at this point, you still cannot find x to the power x. Then what do we do? Well, taking log does not have a limit. You can take it as many times as you want. So you get log of log y is equal to log of this entire term. Now if you see, this is the product of two functions, which gives us log of x to the power x plus log of log x. This further becomes log of log y is equal to x log x plus log of log x. Let's now differentiate it with respect to x. So we get 1 upon log y into 1 by y into dy by dx is equal to, derivative of x is 1 into log x plus x as it is into derivative of log x, which is x, plus you have a similar situation on your right, which gives us 1 upon x log x. Your dy by dx becomes, on cross multiplying, y log y into 1 plus log x plus 1 upon x log x. On substituting the values of y and log y from here and here, you land into a situation where the derivative could be written this way. Further, when you multiply this log x inside, you get a simplified answer. Now let's try and tackle the second part. Now you see, it is the same as saying x raised to power x into x, which is x raised to power x square. So your question gets transformed to y is equal to x raised to power x square. Now taking log on both sides, this is what we get. Once again, this x square comes out as x square log of x. And this time, if you see, we do not require another log, and we can differentiate it directly with respect to x, which gives us 1 upon y into dy by dx is equal to 2x into log x plus x square into derivative of log x, which is 1 by x. So this is what you end up getting when you multiply y on the other side. So on replacing back the value of y and taking x common, this is your final answer. Look at the fourth question. You are given two function raised to power function forms, and you have to find dy by dx. Well, if you were just thinking to take log on both sides and proceed the way we have been doing, then you were wrong. Because if you take log of both sides, you get into the situation log of a plus b. If I call the first term as a and the second one as b. And by no means log of a plus b is equal to log a plus log b. This is the formula for log a into b. This is one of the most common error that is made while using logarithmic differentiation. So if we cannot take log, what do we do? Well, we still have the solution. If I call this as, I've already given you the hint, let's say a, and this as, let's say, some b. So your new question is y is equal to a plus b. Let's tackle a and b separately and then join them under 1 to give the final answer. So considering just a, which is sin x raised to power tan x, you take log on both sides, you get log a is equal to tan x into log sin x. Let's differentiate with respect to x. Get 1 by a into dA by dx. So on applying the product rule on the right side, you get derivative of tan x, which is secant square x, into the second function as it is, plus the first function as it is into derivative of log sin x, which would be 1 upon sin x, and then the derivative of sin x is cos x. On simplifying this further and taking your a to the other side, you get secant square x log sin x, plus if you put tan x as sin x by cos x, you see these terms getting cancelled and leaving you with just 1. So on putting back the value of a, this is our final answer. Now let b be equal to cos x raised to power secant x. Taking log on both sides, you get log b is equal to sec x into log cos x. Once again, on differentiating both sides with respect to x, you get 1 by b into db by dx is equal to derivative of sec x would be sec x tan x into log cos x as it is plus sec x as it is into derivative of log cos x, which would be 1 over cos x into minus sin x. Now on cross multiplying b on the other side, you get db by dx is b into sec x tan x log x minus, if you write sec x as 1 over cos x, this is sin x upon cos square x. Further, on replacing back the value of b, this is what you get, and sin x by cos x gives us tan x into sec x. This term could be taken out common and you get your final db by dx. But hey, don't stop at this. We had taken the equation y is equal to a plus b, which means dy by dx will be equal to dA by dx plus dB by dx. So now substitute the values of dA by dx and dB by dx from these two equations in the first one. Now looking at the fifth question, you are given x to the power y is equal to e to the power x minus y, and we need to prove that dy by dx is equal to the given expression. You see your left side to be of the form function raised to power function. So taking log on both sides, since log is always with base e and we know log e to the base e is 1, therefore right side simply gives us x minus y and the left side gives us y log x. So differentiating with respect to x, we get dy by dx into log x plus y into derivative of log x, which is 1 by x, is equal to derivative of x is 1 and derivative of y is again dy by dx. Now clubbing the terms containing dy by dx and taking them to your left side gives us this is equal to 1 minus y by x. So my dy by dx gives us 1 minus y by x upon 1 plus log x, which is not what we want. So what do? This means y by x would be 1 upon 1 plus log x, and we mark this as star. Now making use of this y by x in this equation, we get 1 minus 1 upon 1 plus log x upon 1 plus log x. On taking the LCM, we get our desired answer, which is log x upon 1 plus log x whole square. Another shorter approach to the question could have been that from here itself in the beginning, you can express y as x upon 1 plus log x. And now the moment you differentiate both sides with respect to x, you can use the quotient rule here, which gets 1 plus log x whole square. And in the numerator, you get derivative of x, which is 1, into the denominator as it is, minus numerator as it is into the derivative of denominator, which is 1 over x. All this gets cancelled and you are just left with log x upon 1 plus log x whole square. So whatever strikes you, please use that. Look at the sixth question. I call it a real smart one. Now if you try to directly differentiate, you are in for a shock. You even do not see the form function raised to power function. But if you think about the second usage of logarithmic differentiation, which is for easier calculations, then it perfectly fits for this question. So if I take log on both sides, we get log cos of x by 2 plus log cos of x by 4 plus log cos of x by 8, so on and so forth, is equal to log a by b would give me log sin x minus log x. So now differentiating with respect to x, we get the derivative to be 1 upon cos x by 2 into derivative of cos x by 2, which is into minus sin x by 2 into 1 by 2. Likewise, the next term gives us 1 upon cos x by 4 into minus sin x by 4 into 1 by 4 plus so on and so forth. The right side gives us log of sin x as 1 by sin x into cos x, and log x, the derivative is 1 by x. So simplifying this further, we get minus tan x by 2 upon 2 minus tan x by 4 upon 4, so on and so forth, is equal to cot x minus 1 by x. Now if you look at it, you haven't still reached the answer, but if you compare it with your solution, you know if you take the derivative one more time, you'll be sorted. So let's differentiate the entire thing with respect to x. Again, I can take this minus sign common and we are left with derivative of tan x by 2 is secant square x by 2 upon 2. Similarly, 1 by 4 is as it is, and this will be secant square x by 4 upon 4, so on and so forth, and your right side gives us derivative for cot x as minus cosecant square x, and this one gives us plus 1 by x square. Let's just put it in the exact format. So I will multiply this minus sign on the right side, your 2 square, 1 upon 2 square, secant square x by 2, plus this becomes 4 into 4, 16, which can also be expressed as 2 to the power 4, secant square x by 4, so on and so forth. This will be cosecant square x minus 1 by x square. And yes, that's our answer. I thought of taking one more bonus question before we wrap up this session. So look at the seventh question. Y is equal to this huge expression, and you have to show dy by dx is y upon x and these terms. Now if you try to take log on both sides, it is difficult. If you try to directly differentiate, it is again difficult. And if you try taking an LCM, of course it works, but then the calculations would be immense. Well, we make a smart move. We do take the LCM, but just taking 2 terms at a time, beginning with your right side. So that means the initial 2 terms would be copied as it is, and taking the LCM as x minus c, you get c plus x minus c. That only gives you x upon x minus c. Repeating the process with these two terms, we take the LCM as x minus b into x minus c. This is bx plus x minus b into x. Now this time, your bx and bx, they get cancelled and you're left with x square upon x minus b into x minus c. Now repeating the process one more time, and here when you multiply with x minus a, once again this term would get cancelled. Finally our y looks like x cube upon x minus a into x minus b into x minus c. At this stage, if you take log on both sides, the differentiation becomes damn easy. So by taking log on both sides, which can be further written as log a plus log b plus log c. Also your log x cube could be written as 3 log x minus, we get log x minus a minus log x minus b minus log x minus c. On differentiating this with respect to x on both sides, you get 1 upon y into dy by dx is equal to 3 by x minus 1 upon x minus a minus 1 upon x minus b minus 1 upon x minus c. Further, in order to bring it into this format, my 3 by x could be broken into 1 by x, 1 by x, 1 by x and taken with each of the terms. Which means, now taking your LCM, which gives us minus a upon x minus a into x, minus b upon x minus b into x, minus c upon x minus c into x. Shifting this y to your right, y, and taking x common from each of the terms, a upon, further you need a minus x, so this minus sign is absorbed. So you get a minus x plus b upon b minus x plus c upon c minus x. And this is our desired answer. I hope you enjoyed doing logarithmic differentiation. If yes, then please give this video a big thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe and share your feedback. I'll see you with the next video. Until then, bye-bye.